Yeah, hello everyone. Welcome to today's class. So on this video, we'll be talking about how to create a website and how to create it from the scratch. So this is the website. Let's scroll down. A responsive website like this. So as you can see. So then we have different pages. We have home page, about page. Let's click on about page. So this is the about page. So this is what is in this page. We have the course. This is what is here. So we're trying to create something like this. So at the end of this video, you will be able to create this kind of website. So look at the blog page. We have this. Okay. Then contact us page. So you'll be able to do something like this. So this is the contact us page. You can put your Google map here, your location. So this is what we are trying to do. By the end of this video, you'll be able to create this website from the scratch, as you can see. So please sit tight and watch this video. Take your time and make sure you note the important points. And as you are watching, you are practicing, you are replicating what you are learning immediately on your Visual Studio Code. So the app you'll be using is your Visual Studio Code if you're a PC user. So the first thing for you to do is, after checking this website, click on your application, which is your Visual Studio Code, VSC. So I'll open mine like this. So this is my Visual Studio Code. So when you open it, you are supposed to have something like this. Yeah, something like this. Okay. So we have a folder here, and in this folder we have this images folder. So for this web design class, I will drop a link to the description of these images for you to download. I'll put a link in the description of this video so you can download these images. Okay, so let me open the images folder. This is a folder here, right? And this is the images. So you can see different images here. So like I said, I created a folder. The folder name is web. Then inside this folder I have images folder. So this is where all the images I will be using is located. So the next thing we are going to do is to open our code editor application. I'll be using Visual Studio Code for this one. You can use any text editor actually. So I'll be using Visual Studio Code. So this is my Visual Studio Code. So we have to create a file, an HTML file and a CSS file. So for you to create a file, you go to your file here, as you can see. So go to new file. So you type in the name how you want to save it. Let's save it as index. So click enter. So it will ask you where you want to save it to. So click on desktop. Mine is in desktop. So I want to be on this folder here. Okay, so the folder I'm saving into is web. So let's save it here. So now after the index, put .html. So to show the file extension. So this is an HTML file. So you save it as index.html. So you save, create file, click on create file. So this is an HTML file, index.html. So we'll create another file right now. We'll create a CSS file. Go to file, go to new file, then let's save the CSS file as style. So click enter. So in the same folder, the folder name is web. So in this web folder, we're creating a CSS file which is called style. So at the end of the style, you write .css. As you can see, the name is style.css. So click on create. So now in the folder, so this is the folder. Now we have the images folder, we have the index folder, and we have the style.css folder. So this is index.html, this is style.css. Do you understand? Okay, so let's go back to our text editor. So let me zoom in so that we can see better. For you to zoom in, you can just press Ctrl plus. So as you can see, Ctrl plus. So I want us to see it clearly. That's why I'm zooming in. So the first thing we have to do, this is our index.html, this is style.css, but we are starting with the index file because that's our HTML, and our HTML is just like the skeleton, right? The CSS is just to beautify what we will do on our HTML, right? So the first thing is to bring our HTML basic document. So you press shift 1, hold your shift down, then 1. So to give you exclamation mark, right? Then click on enter. So to give you the basic HTML document. So let me zoom out a little. Okay, let's leave it this way. So you have this as your basic HTML document. Okay, this is it. Let me leave it this way. So we have doc type, HTML, and the rest. So if you want to know more about these things, you can just check our previous videos. And if you know you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to the channel because you will learn a lot from this channel. So please subscribe to the channel and comment. Give me a comment on any area you do not understand. Okay, so let's continue. So this is the basic HTML document. So in the body here is where we are going to put all our code. Whatever it is we want to learn, whatever it is we want to code, we put it in this body here. So this title here is where maybe you want to save the name of the work as web design or whatever it is you want to give as a title. We'll put it there. So in the title here, we are going to give our work a title. So let's say university website design. Do you understand? So when you open this HTML work, when you open your website, this will be the title. So you can save. If you want to save, you can press Ctrl S or go to here. Let me zoom out. So you can go to file and click on save. Okay, or you can still go to save as. So let me zoom in again. Okay, so we've given our HTML a title, which is University Website Design. So let's go to our CSS, style.css. Click on this up here. So for this one, CSS is just to style your HTML, right? So whatever it is you do on your HTML file, you can structure it using CSS. So here now let's do something. We want this to be applicable to all the files in the HTML. So for you to do that, you press Shift 8, that's star, right? Then click on this curly braces. So press enter. So in between, you set the margin. Margin to be 0. Put your semicolon. Then padding. padding to be 0. So you save. So the next thing is to link your CSS to your HTML. So go to your HTML. So to link it, to be linked in the head section, look at the head. The head is from this side to this place here. So after the title, just press enter. So in between the closing, opening and the closing head, this is the head here. It is where meta information is located. So open this link. So link rel, just type what I'm typing, then press enter. So in between here, put style sheet. So we're trying to link our CSS to our HTML so that whatever it is you do on your CSS can be reflected on your HTML, your web page, because CSS is just to style your HTML. So you now put href. This space href. Then what is the name of our CSS? The name of our CSS file is style.css, as you can see here, style.css, and it is saved as small letter s, not capital letter. So we have to take notice of that, just the way it is like this, small letter style.css. So I'm going to put the name here. So small letter style.css. So at the end, we'll close our tag. So it's saved. After this, we have been able to link our CSS to our HTML. So as you can see, for you to link it is your link rel, then this one shows that this is CSS file, style sheet, then href style.css. So that's how to link. So the next thing we are going to do is to start coding. Okay, we have linked our CSS to our HTML, and our coding will be in the body of the work. So in this body in the body here, as you can see, let me create space, press enter, that will be space. Okay, so in the body here, we are going to put the coding. So let's create a section first. Open your tag, section, close your tag, press enter. So in between the opening and the closing, we are going to put our code here. So for this section, I want to give this section a class name. Okay, class. Click on enter. So what will be the class? What is the name of the class that I want to give this section? So this class is under a section. So what will be the class name? Okay, so I want to give it header because we are dealing with header. So I want to give this class a header name. So the name of this class is header. So we have created a section, and in this section we have a class, and the class name is header. So copy this header, highlight the header, copy it, and go to your style.css, your CSS file. Now for you to make reference to a class, you use dot. So press dot, type dot, then paste the name of the class. The class name is header, right? So open your braces, you call it braces. So this thing means that we are calling out the class that we want to make these changes to the header. So whatever it is we are doing here, we're going to reflect on the web page. Okay, so let's we want to put minimum height. As you can see it here, minimum height 100 vh, then width 100%, background image, as you can see, background image here, put linear gradient, you can see it in the first one here, linear gradient. So inside the brackets, we are going to have this color code. So RGBA, so open bracket again. So we have 4,9, 30, 0.7. Okay. After that, after the bracket, you put comma. So press enter so that you can start from the next line. After the comma, put RGBA again, open bracket, 4,9, 30, 0.7. So I will explain all this later. Okay. So at the end we have two closing brackets, right? We have these two closing brackets. So after that, you put comma. It's comma that will be here. So put URL, then bracket open. So in between here you put images. That is where our images located. We have a folder called images, right? So images slash. So in the folder called images, let's see, these are our images. So we want to put a particular image, and the image we want to put is banner.png. So here is banner. So as you can see, this banner, I want to put this image. So, and the file type is png, as you can see, png. So let's go back to our text editor. So we'll put banner.png. So after the close of the bracket, put your semicolon. Then the next line, let's put the background position, so we want to be at the center, put semicolon. Then after that, we want to put the background size. We want to cover everywhere. So we have position should be relative. So after the colon, you must have a semicolon to end it. Alright. So as you can see, we have background position, center, we have background size, cover, we have position relative. So I will explain, after that you save, I will explain all this in just a few minutes. So let me explain what we just did concerning the header right now. So we said we call out we gave a section in the HTML and we gave a class, and the class name is header. So we went to our CSS to style it. So we said the minimum height should be 100 VH, right? This sets the minimum height of the element to cover at least the full height of the viewport. Okay, so that's the minimum height, and that is 100 VH. Then for the width, which is 100%, it will take up the full width of the web page. Do you understand? So for the background image, we are given this kind of color. This kind of color we want. So this is the color code for it. If you want this kind of color, do you get? So that's 4,9,30,0.7 RGBA. So red is for, green is, so just like that, RGBA. So this is the color code for this color. So after that, we talked about the URL, the image we want to input on the web page. So since we have a folder called images, and in the folder we have a picture called banner.png, so that's why we said images/banner.png. And why we use png is because that's the file type. So assuming the image is JPEG, we put .jpg or JPEG.jpg. So we said background position should be center. That one means that we want it to be at the center. It will be centered within the elements. So background size cover, it should cover the whole page. Then position relative, it means it will be relative to its normal position on the web page, so the other elements can be positioned relative to it. Do you understand? So this is just a simple thing. I'm taking my time to explain it so that we can all understand everything. So let me come again. So this star means that we want this to be applicable to everything on the web page, but we're using this dot for class. We want to be applicable to only the class in that header or in that section. Do you understand? So you use star when you want to apply it to everything in the web page, while you use star for class, for a particular class on the web page. So after that, save. You can go to Ctrl S or File and Save. Then go to your folder. And open your web page. Okay, so this is my web page, index.html. So I'll open it. Either open with Chrome or any browser you can use. So I'm opening it now. Okay, the first time I opened it, it didn't display. That was because I didn't save it. So make sure you save your work before you open. So let me open it again. So this is what I've just done so far. You can see that this image background, it covers the whole web page, right? So that's what I've done so far. So we'll continue on our. So the next thing we're going to do is to create a navigation. So inside this section here, we are going to create a nav. So open your tag. So nav. So enter. So in between the nav, we are going to bring our logo. So your anchor tag, href. So in between, write the name of the HTML file, which is index.html. Okay, so after that, close the tag. So in between this anchor tag, bring your img, src, then the name of the folder we're bringing the image from is images. So images slash, the logo name is logo.png. So let's check it. So this is the logo we're using. As you can see the name, logo.png. The file is png. So after that, close the tag, and that's that. Save. So let's add a div. So close the div. Now let's give this div a class name. Let's call the div, let's give it a class. Let's say navlink. Navlinks. Now in this div we are going to put some write-up. So let's bring some listing. That is another list, on ordered UL. So type UL. So under UL, I'm going to open a tag li list. Close it. So in this, we are going to put an anchor tag so that we can click on the link. So with an anchor tag A, then in between let's put let's come again. Okay, let's in this area put href. Okay, so after the close of the tag, as you can see here, so we put home. Okay, so we have lists. We're trying to list something, but we want to be able to click on that link. Now I want to write home. I want to create a page, home page. So we use list to bring it out. Then since we want to click on the home page, so we're creating a link to it. That's why we're using href. So let's copy this, Ctrl C or right click, copy, then duplicate. So let's paste it as many times as possible. Let's paste it like 5 times. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Say one more time. So we're trying to create a page, right? So we have the home page. So let's edit the second one to something else. Let's say about. So for the third one, let's say course. Then for the fourth one, let's say blog. Then for the fifth one, contact. So after that you save. So after that, so we want this home, about, course, blog, contact. These are our menu actually. So let's refresh our web page and see. So as you can see what we have done so far. So let's save and refresh our web page. So this is our web page. So let's refresh. Either you right click to reload or click here to refresh. So as you can see, this is the logo we created, and these are the menus we created now: home, about, course, blog, contact. So we have to arrange it very well. So let's go back to our web page, our editor. Let me just show you again. Let's go back to the web page. maybe some look, I'm highlighting it so that I can see it very well. We have the home, about, course, blog, contact. This is what we just did, and look at the logo that we just put. So we have to arrange this web page very well, and we are styling using CSS. So let's go back to our web page. So how do we beautify the website? How do we structure it? Let's go to our CSS. So as you can see, this is the nav. All this information here, we want to make changes to them. Alright, so everything, we have a section here, we have a nav. So look, this nav, under nav we have the logo and these menus. So let's make changes to them. So go to your CSS. Now enter. So we're going to call on our nav. So nav, so your curly braces, enter. So in between, so display, okay, display. So let's say flex. So padding, %, 6%. So justify, I want to justify the work. Justify content. Put space between. Then align text. Align items, align items. So put center. So save and refresh your web page. So refresh. So as you can see now, there's now a space between the logo and the beginning of the page, and you can see here where our menu is right now. We put a listing, as you can see, on ordered lists. As you can see all this listing here. So our menu is now at the right hand side. You can see our logo here also is here. So let's continue. So let's go back to our web page. Let's touch a little about, let's touch this logo. So for us to make effects to the logo, since on our HTML this nav, right, and img, so for us to make effect to the logo, we just say, let's copy this nav again. Copy, make sure you copy. So copy. So at the end of this, enter. So nav, paste it. Then after the nav, put img, because you are concentrating on only the logo, the img tag logo. So enter. So let's give it a width. So we want to set the width. The width should be 150 pixels. Save. So let's copy this div, nav links. So we want to deal with the links alone. Okay, so let's copy it. Div class, this copy the nav links, this is the class. So let's copy it. Now go to your CSS. Now when you are dealing with class, you use dots to call it out. So paste your class, which is navlink. So put flex, put 1, so that you occupy all the space in the row. So to occupy all the space in the row, then test align, we want to align to the right. We want our text to be aligned to the right hand side. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we want to deal with the listing. Before now we have, as you can see, we have all these dots beside the home, about, calls, and the rest. So we want to deal with that. So let's copy this. Those nav links. Okay. So you copy. So enter, paste. Now what you're going to do next is add UL, then add LI. ULLI. So list style. Put none. That means you don't want it to be listed. Okay, none. This one also means that there will be no bullets. So as you can see before now, there's bullets around. So there will be no bullet there. So let's set the display inline block so that it display horizontally. As you can see, it's actually displaying vertically. So inline block, it will be on the block format. So let's add some padding to create space in between the text. Padding, so 8 pixel, 12 pixel. Then position should be relative. So save and refresh the website. So look how it is right now. Let's refresh. So as you can see, look at our home page is not sitting horizontally. Okay, it's not sitting horizontally, right? So the next thing is that we have to, it's not visible right now on the web page, as you can see. So I have to remove this line under and make this color visible. So go back to your web page, your text editor. So the next thing we're going to do is let's copy this from here to LI. Okay. So just add your anchor tag A. So I want to change the color. Let's change it to white. So this is the color code for white. As you can see, the color is displayed white. So the next thing we're going to do is text decoration. So you put none. So let's talk about the font size. So I want to make it 13 pixel. So let's save. So after that, let's save and refresh our web page. So refresh, as you can see, the menu is now displaying in white color, like we said, and the underline is no more under the home, about, and everything in the menu. So meaning that the changes we gave actually had impacts on the web page. But as you can see, the font is not really good, so we want to change the font. And how do we do that? So let's just pay attention. So for us to add a font to our web page, let's go to create a new tab, go to Google Fonts, Google Fonts on your Google Fonts. Okay, so click on this. So you can search for fonts you want actually. Okay, so let's go for Poppins. So there are different fonts here. As you can see, Bottle, Protest Riot. So 64. I'm going for this Poppins. So click on it. So under Poppins we have different types of fonts. So as you can see, we have light 3000. We have, so I'm looking for anyone that is actually good. So anyone you want. So for you to select anyone, so like I actually like this medium 500. So you go to this side here, you can see this icon here. So you click on it. When you click on it, to show this plus, so click on plus. So if you want to select any font, just click on this plus icon. Select, like now to select this regular, click on plus. As you can see, you see this will just pop up to your right hand side, as you can see here. So whatever it is you want to add, you add it, and it will be showing here to the right hand side. So let me add something else. So let me select this one also, this italic, medium 500 italic. I've added it. So let me add something else. So I can add this also. So we have selected black 900 italics, black 900 extra bold, as you can see them in this place here. You can see them here. So these are the things we have selected so far. Let me see. So you can select as many as you like. Whereas recognition of semi-bold 600, let me see if it's still here. Semi-bold 600 is not here again. Okay, let me put it back. So let me select 100. Select 100. So as you can see, 100 is showing here. So if I want to remove it, I just click it again. Do you understand? So let me select it. So let me look for something again I like. So select this. So this is like 300 italic, as you can see it here. So let's see. You can just select as many as you like. Just select. So after selecting, you can scroll here. So you can see this place here, use on the web, right? So we have links that you can copy. So the next thing we are going to do is to copy. As you can see below here, it says to embed fonts, copy the code into the head of your HTML. So if you want to use it on your HTML, copy this link. So make sure you copy it, everything. Or you can even see from here, just copy, click on copy here. Either I click here or you copy yourself. So let's click on this place. So go to your HTML, go to your text editor, go to your HTML, then go to your head section. Now this is our head section here. So after this place here, just enter. So let's paste. So I zoom in, so that's why it's showing like this. So I'm clicking on this place here to drag it, as you can see. So let me break it. Or let me zoom out. Let me zoom out a little. Now let me break it down so that it can contain the whole page. So let me break it here. Let me break it here. Okay, so let me zoom in again. Okay, so this is for the HTML. You have to copy it in the head section. In the head section. Copy it in the head section. So now, after copying to the HTML, let me show you again. This is the head section, and this is what you just copied now. You just copied all this now. So after copying, the next thing is to copy for the CSS also. Okay. So to copy for the CSS, go back to your web page. So let's scroll down. So you can see this CSS rules to specify families. So this is CSS link. Just click on here to copy, or you can highlight if you want. So this, go to your text editor, go to your style.css, your CSS file, go to the top. So here in this place I'm talking about want it to affect everything, right? So put it here. So paste. So save. Then also go to your HTML and save also. I believe you understand what I just did. Let me zoom out so you can see what I did. Okay. So let me zoom in. So that's how to actually add fonts to your web page. So after saving, go to your web page and let's try to refresh if there will be changes. So refresh. So as you can see, it has changed. Alright. Can you see that it has changed? So if you don't see like this, you can put anyone you like. So the next thing we want to do is hover effect, so that when you click on a particular menu, it will have some kind of display. When we do it, you will see. So hover effects. So let's go to our CSS. So let's copy this. We want to add hover effect, hover. So let's copy this nav links ULI. So copy. So after that, put colon, like this, then after. So you just like, you want to know what will happen to it after you've clicked on that particular menu. So after, so content to be empty. Content will be empty. As you can see, this is content to be empty. Then the width should be 100%. 100%. So the height, two pixel. Then the background, let's give it a color code. So let's just follow this color code, F44336. So we want this color as the hover effect color. So display, block, then margin, auto. So after all this, you save. So after saving, refresh your web page. Look how it is right now. So let's refresh. So as you can see, we have a red line below each menu, right? So we have to remove it. What we need is that when we just hover around this home, we want this red to display. So let's go back to our web page. Okay, for us to hide the line, we have to make the width 0. It was 100% before. So let's make the width 0. So save and refresh. So when you refresh, you see that the line is no more there. Okay, the line was formerly there before, but it's no more there. Let me show you the difference again. So we had 100% before. Let's save. So refresh. The line is there. So to remove the line, just put the width to be 0. So save and refresh. As you can see, the line is no more there. So go back to your web page, your text editor. So now let's copy the same name. So colon, then hover. We want to add hover effect. So colon 2 times, then after curly braces, enter. So width, we'll now make the width to be 100% now. Now above here, we'll make the transition to be 0.5 seconds. Transition 0.5 seconds. So let's save and refresh our web page. So refresh. So let's go to our home. As you can see, there's a line coming at the bottom and it's increasing. Are you seeing? So this hover effect, when you click on a particular menu, something will display. So in this case here, a line underneath displaying, and it's coming gradually from small to big, as you can see. So you can see it's looking beautiful. So let's go to our text editor, our HTML. So as you can see, that the nav closes here. So let's create a div. So div. So in this div, let's give it a class name. Let's call it text box. Text box. So we are trying to add a particular text that will display at the center of the web page. So in this div, let's add h1. So I want to write world's biggest university. So that's our h1. So let's add some p tags, paragraph. Making websites is now one of the easiest things in the world. You just need to learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and you are good to go. So that's a paragraph. So the next thing we're going to do is we want to add so the next thing we have to do is let's add a button. Okay, so anchor tag, href. So you close it. So in between the opening and close, visit us to know more. Okay, so after that, save, then refresh your web page. So refresh. As you can see, this is what we have. So this is what we have, right? But it's not looking fine. Look, it's not looking fine. So we have to make changes. Look at our button. It does not even make sense. So we have to make changes to this. So as you can see that this image is even in black color. It's not visible on the web page. So let's make changes to what we just did now. So since we gave a class name here, so we have to copy the class name. So what was the class name? Let's see. We give it a class name, text box. So copy it. Go to your CSS. Then for you to call it class, put dot. So text box. So let's add the width. The color is 90%. Sorry, the width is 90%. Then the color. Let's give the color white. So the color code is that's the color code FFF. So the position should be absolute. Absolute. Then we want the top. %50. Left should also be 50%. We're trying to know how the text will sit on the web page. So since we want it to be at the middle of the web page, just at the center. So let's see. So transform. So transform will be put translate minus 50% minus 50%, so that it will be at the center of the div. Okay. So the next thing, let's put our text align to be center. So after that, you save and let us see. Save and go to your web page. Let's refresh. So as you can see, we now have world's biggest university. The paragraph is making a website is now one of the easiest things to do. You just need to learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and you're good to go. So we have our button here, which is not looking fine, but we'll make changes to it. I think our website is looking better right now. Look at our hover effect and the rest. So let's make some changes. Like we have to increase this title here. Let's go. So from our HTML, this is our text box. Let's copy it. That's our class name. Go to your CSS. So dots. So now write h1 since we are making reference to the title h1. So font size. This font size 62 pixel. So the next thing, so now to make effect to the paragraph, you can copy this again, this text box. So for the paragraph, you already know how it will be done. Just add p. Okay, for paragraph, let's add margin 10 pixel 0 40 pixel. So which means 10 pixel from top, 0 from left and right, and 40 pixel from the bottom. So let's give it font size 14 pixel. 14 pixel, then color should be white. This white, right? So let's save and refresh our web page. So as you can see that our title is now bigger, right? World's biggest university is now bigger. So this is how it looks right now. World's biggest university. So as you can see, this paragraph is actually too long. So let's break. I want us to break from let us break from somewhere so that you can have 2 lines. So go to your HTML again. So this is where we have the text. You can just, from this you just need to learn HTML, CSS. So let's just add our break. Let's add our break here. So BR, close it and save. Then refresh your web page. So as you can see, we now have 2 lines, right? Let's change where the break is. I don't want the break to be here. Let me make the break here. So save. So my break is now at this point here before that JavaScript. So refresh your web page. So as you can see now, that's changed. Because I wanted this top one to be longer. That's why I changed where the break is. So the next thing is, as you can see from our web page, this does not look like a button. So we have to make it look like a button. So we added this link here. So for us to make it like a button, we have to give it a class name. Let's look at. So after this, put class, a class name. What should be the class name? Let's give it hero -btn. You have to make sure you type it just the way it is, because any slight mistake can make your website not go as planned. So please take your time and watch this video carefully and pay attention to details. So that's the class name. So for us to make change to this class name, we have to copy the class name to CSS. So let's copy the class button name, the class. So let's go to our CSS. So dot. So hero btn. why I'm copying is to avoid any error of spelling, because if you are writing capital letter H instead of small letter, it cannot work. So that's why we're always copying it. It's always advised to copy. So let's put display inline block. So text decoration none. So color should be white. This is the color white. So border, the border of the button should be 1 pixel solid. 1 pixel solid. So which color are we giving this? Let's give it white. So padding, that's the space between the text. 12 pixel. .34 pixel. Then font size. Font size 13 pixel. So the background will be transparent. Then position should be relative. Then we have cursor, should be pointer. So let's save and refresh. Okay, I think I've not saved from here. So save here too. So let's refresh again. So yes. So whenever you're having issue, just know that maybe you have not done something well. So like now, I refreshed my web page and it didn't display, meaning that I have not saved. Do you understand? So always save before you refresh. So this is our button right now. Visit us to know more. But we can still do more to this button. We can still do more. So the next thing we'll do is to add a hover effect, on this button, so that when we point our cursor to it, it's going to change color. It's going to have a color. Do you understand? So instead of it to just be static like this, just like this, something like this. So we need something like that also. So for this button, go to our CSS. Just copy your hero btn. No, that's the class name for this button, hero btn. So just copy it here, hero btn. So since we want to add hover, just colon then hover. So border, is 1 pixel solid. So the color, let's change the color. Let's put So we change the color once so that when we hover over the button, so we have border 1 pixel solid. The color is this. Then we have to add a background. So the background, let's add this color. So transition. Transition 1 second. So you save, then you refresh. Go to your web page and refresh. So let's, as you can see, when we move our cursor to the button, are you seeing the color? Hope you can see. Just like this. But this one, we put the button to have color. You understand? So that's the hover effect. And one of the advantages is that it will signal a kind of importance. Do you understand? So if I just having the button like this, it will not really have that kind of attraction to attract maybe a customer to do something now, like a call to action, you can see. So that's that. So let's open this website in a smaller screen to see how it is. So for you to do that, just right click, go to inspect, go to inspect. So as you can see, it is not showing well. As you can see, it is not showing well at all. So we have to design this website so that those that are using mobile can also have a good view. Because if you design the website this way, this is how it's going to show on their phone, on their mobile. As you can see here, it's cut. Right? So for us to make changes, we have to use media query so that we can design for those that use mobile. So go to your web page, so go to your CSS, so use media query. So at media, so open a bracket, so maximum width, max width. So this is saying that for those that their screen is up to 700 pixel. So it's less than 700 pixel. This is what will happen to the screen. Do you understand? So we are trying to design for those that their screen is lower than 700 pixel. So what are we supposed to correct on our web page? Let's see. I have to correct this world biggest university is too big for the small screen. Then also this home calls and about is not showing well. Then also this making website is now one of the easiest things to do. It's not also showing well. So let's go back to our web page. Let us see. Let's start from our H1. Let's start from our H1. So just copy. Let's copy this. So since this pertains to our H1, okay, we gave it 62 pixel. So we want to create for the smaller screen. So let's copy it and paste here. Right. So paste. So instead of 62 pixel, we have to make it smaller. So let's try 20 pixel first. So let's see. Let's save. So let's reload. Let's see. So as you can see, it is now smaller now. So as you can see, we have been able to make changes to world's biggest university on phone. So we now have to make changes to the other ones too.